Fuck, this is painful, guys. This is so painful. Ooh, so I'm here to tell you the story of when I was botched. I have a botched plastic surgery nightmare horror story, and it's Halloween, so what more of an appropriate time? Whew, this is my Halloween costume, but it feels fucking real. How good of the makeup bruising under my eyes did I do? I did such a good job. It looks like I really did get plastic surgery. I mean, this is really accurate. I am so impressed. But, ooh, Lord. It's Halloween, and I did dress up as a, botched patient. And I used, people are like, well, what's with the hand? I don't know. Maybe I used it as donor coastal cartilage, or I don't know, I needed like a good diced fascia graft, or maybe something with a lot of blood supply. Who knows? Maybe they were fixing a facial nerve. Lord God. But yeah, this is like pretty much what it looks like when you get a nose job, and when you get a chin shave, or a brow lift. I don't know. If anybody asked, I was just like, I'm going as Kylie Jenner or Ariana Grande. She's actually had so much work done on her face, it's not even funny. But I'm sorry for the call out, but did you just take a paid pill for this? I would play a great patient. I haven't got the voice down, but today I'm here to talk to you about do I have any water? No, really? Well, after years and years of sort of, like learning and meeting different doctors, there was one that I thought was really good because he only did noses. That's all he did. He did injections and other things, but he only operated on noses. He specialist. I come to find out that a lot of his reviews on Google were actually fake. They were written by other people in his office, and all of the negative reviews were hidden and really hard to find, and I didn't find them until after I had the surgery. But essentially what happened was I was looking to he was going to do a septoplasty, and I said, can you make my tip a little bit smaller? Like, can you take some cartilage off the tip? I didn't think it would be a big deal or, whatever, but I did take a year and several times meeting with him to plan this. I didn't think it was going to be like anything crazy or major, but it turned out that he literally touched every single part of my nose. I'm pretty sure he just cut things and operated on them for the hell of it. I don't know. Maybe he had to do certain things because that wouldn't match with this, or this wouldn't match with that, or okay, now this is gone, so I have to do that. I don't know, but like, I just know that you don't have to do like any crazy, like you could do a minor surgery. Like you don't need to do all of those things. And I didn't know, I wasn't aware. I was only aware of what he was going to be doing to the tip and the septum. And he didn't tell me any of the other things he was going to be doing. So while I was on the table, this guy decided to fuck with my nasal bones, which is called osteotomies in the surgery world. In any surgery world, cutting, breaking, or sculpting a bone is called an osteotomy. And so he actually narrowed my nasal bones in, even though they don't like look like, I can tell in the mirror, I can tell these like little differences in my nose. It's like a matter of millimeters, so it's like really hard for most other people to tell. I can tell, but why I'm really pissed that he did that is because yes, I am a singer, and yes, doing osteotomies can have somewhat of an effect on your voice. And I didn't think that the surgery that he told me that he was doing, or that I signed up for, would have anything to do with really anything except the cartilage on my septum and tip. That's all. But nope. Didn't tell me any of the other things, because not only that, but he made my nostrils smaller. Why would you make my nostrils smaller? Not only did he make them smaller, but he put grafts in them that weighs them down. So not only is it like a tiny nostril trying to get air in, but it has to push with extra force just to because the grafts are weighing my nostrils down. So he told me that via email, because I was like having a lot of issues breathing after, and he said, I think it's because of your nostrils. And I'm like, wait, you did something to my nostrils? Like, what the fuck? And he's like, yeah, I made them smaller, and I also put grafts on them that are weighing them down. What? That's so dumb. And then the worst and final thing that he did was he out-fractured my turbinates. Okay. Not many people know what turbinates are. I didn't either. Trust me, I had no fucking clue what a turbinate was. But, like, when I took the casts off, or the bandages off, like, I just noticed something wasn't right. Like, I was taking a breath in, but I wasn't feeling like I was getting a breath in. You know what I'm saying? But, like, I know I'm breathing because it's like, I'm, like, I knew I just took a breath in there. But it wasn't registering that I was getting air in. Like, it felt like I wasn't getting any air in through my nose. And I thought, okay, maybe my nose is just healing come summertime. You know, and I'm really busy. And I'm asking the doctor about this, and he's blaming it because on, you know, my tip being smaller, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, no, this is different, buddy. I was like, this is like, because I went at that point to other doctors and they really couldn't figure out what was going on. I know I was like a bit clogged up here. Like, I started to figure out what I had was ENS. And it's a neurological, it's like a neuropathy where essentially the nerves in your nose, in your turbinates, in your inferior turbinates are damaged and you can't sense air. So, but it just really, it has to do with the turbinates. And so at that point I was convinced, okay, this is what I have, but I don't remember this guy ever talking to me about turbinates. I don't think he touched them. Like, this was supposed to be just like a tip thing. Like, I ended up finding out months later, after I was complaining of all these symptoms, I asked, did you reduce or remove my turbinates? He said, I never removed them. I only reduced them. And I said, well, did you fucking reduce them or what? And he said, no, but he essentially out-fractured the inferior turbinates. And he never told me he was going to do this. And I even told him in an email, you never said you were going to do that. Because at that point in which I started to ask about the turbinates, out-fracturing is just like you move them to the side. Now, typically somebody wouldn't get ENS from a simple out-fracture, but the manner in which he did it was so aggressive that it created a scar tissue band on the right turbinate, which is where I'm having air sensing issues. And I'd say what was it? It wasn't until May that I got to, which was almost a year after I had this, that I went to see this world famous ENT. Shout out to Dr. Doss, because he's the one that treats a lot of patients with ENS. And he said, me personally, I don't like out fractures. It creates damage to the turbinates. And what I was having was turbinate damage. He cut the scar tissue off of my turbinate that was connecting to my septal wall. He said that should help a great bit. He gave me, we did stem cell injections, which would have helped with the turbinates and a lot of the scar tissue that I had, because that's another thing is like I had scar tissue and I didn't want to have any scar tissue, you know, because that can be very hindering. So I asked the doctor, you know, can I get a steroid injection? And he's like, I can't give you one. I don't give them. And I'm like, and a few other doctors told me that essentially they think he didn't do it because it wasn't very cost effective for him and it wouldn't make him any money to do it. But I just like paid you all this money to like work on my nose because I thought you were like a really good surgeon, you know? No, you're an aggressive surgeon who literally destructively and aggressively fucked with every single part of my nose without my knowledge. And it caused me this world of hell. I literally, like, it felt like I was living in hell. Like, I can't even look back and at times around then, because like it aggravates me so much. But I couldn't, like, I could barely talk, leave my room. It was hard to sleep. I couldn't sing, I couldn't work, I couldn't concentrate. The only thing I could focus on was breathing, because breathing became a conscious effort. It became like a conscious thing. And I became a part of this ENS support group. I was spending money on getting like stem cells and all this treatment plus time off work, damages. I had gotten so many car accidents just because it was hard to breathe while I was driving. And I just think that the whole thing was like a complete disaster. And it's not normal. It's not right. But all for my nose to like really in all actuality not look that much different, if not worse than my previous nose, which I didn't really want it to look all that different, just the tip like a little bit more defined. And I even like went on signed up to be on the show Botched, and I went to visit Dr. Nassif, but that's a different story for a different day. There's really nothing and no cure for ENS, so that's the really unfortunate thing, is that what this doctor did was not on the paper that I signed off on, like as a warning. Like I've never heard of ENS until I had this happen. But the good news is that it has gotten a little bit better due to some of the things I've been doing and the strict routines and supplements and technology. But he did indeed damage the nerves of my turbinates, specifically the right one. And yeah, there was, it was severe hell. It just essentially feels like you're drowning underwater, or you're having a panic attack for like all day, every day. And it's gotten, yeah, like I said, I'm pretty used to it now, but it definitely affected my life in a major way. It was the scariest thing I've went through, and I've went through a lot of scary things. It's caused a lot of people to die, a lot of people to commit suicide, a lot of people to have health problems. That's sort of when a lot of my health problems started, really, was because of my body being under that much stress from having ENS. So, out of courtesy and for other reasons, I'm not going to give away the surgeon's name that I want to, but if I would have known, looking back, I would have ran as far away from getting anything like that done. I thought it would help, and it ended up harming me, and I would have ran as far away from any of that shit. I would have ran the fuck out there. I don't care. It's just really scary because I didn't need to know all of the things that I know now. That was up to the doctor to know, and he didn't tell me, and I didn't know to ask. I didn't, know about certain parts of the nose and all the anatomy of it, the veins, the nerves, the parts of the septum, the turbinates, what the fuck osteotomies are, He didn't, that's the thing, it's not up to the patient to be a doctor. It's up to the doctor to be a doctor. So it's very sad, but I really did nail this eye makeup. Like I have like the yellow and the reddish purple. Like it's just so accurate. This is so accurate to like what bruising under the eye looks like. Here's some photo examples. My costume's so real, in fact, that Q-tips when you have surgery, and when I do, there's blood. Man, how did I get such a realistic costume? It only cost me 15 grand. I'm just kidding. That's like real as fuck. Oh my god. Yeah, it's all quite accurate. And the thing is like I actually like healed up pretty I actually healed up pretty quickly. Like I felt fine. I didn't take much pain pills. Was cleaning, and I cooked for myself. Nobody helped me at all. I was on my own. I felt fine. But I did take a good month off work, and I rested, and then after that month I filmed a video. But what really pissed me off is that the doctor, sorry, candy's so good. The doctor, it was as if he didn't even like know these things himself. Like, because when I would email him and ask him questions like, this is what I'm sort of experiencing, and why do you think this would be? He would get annoyed or angry and just try to like end the conversation. Like, I don't have time for you. Like, got your money already. Bye, bitch. Like, And he was being really rude and very, really, really rude. And very like, sorry, that froze up for no reason. I don't know why. But yeah, the doctor was being very short with me. And we built up a really good rapport. And, you know, we were friends on Instagram. And I actually, like, really supported the guy. And we were cool. We joked around, like, you know. But he blocked me on Instagram. And I didn't do anything to warrant him to block me. The only thing I did was question, like, hey, what's up? Like, what's going on? Like, why is this happening? Like, I'm having really, like, this is a really weird complication. And I couldn't figure out what was going on. And he said, essentially, like, go to an ENT. I can't help you anymore. I don't have the answers, and blah, blah, blah. He blocked my emails, all this stuff. So I was really the one that had to, like, follow up with him. And when he should be giving me steroid injections for scar tissue, which it's probably too late now, I had to go to another doctor, Dr. Doss, thank you, who I would rather trust injecting me, to be honest, but I had to pay over $500. And that's not including the snip of the scar tissue and the stem cell injections and all the time off work and the pain and misery. And yeah, it's been a huge waste of time and money for me to travel all over the places to see all these doctors when my doctor's the one that should have taken care of it, because I paid you, you did the surgery, it's your job, it's your project, you know what I mean? Like, if you think about it, like, okay, would Shane Dawson just abandon his series and, like, leave it up to somebody else to do? No. Like, if something messed up, or if he messed up, he would go in and fix it or do something about it. Like, he wouldn't just abandon it. So I don't understand why doctors have this privilege to just take people's money and run and not help them. Like, you're not just a YouTuber or like a CEO. You're a fucking doctor. This is people's lives. You're operating on people's faces and stuff. So, like, I think you just need to be a better person, a better human being. And I don't know, this guy, I just ended up getting, like, really bad negative demonic vibes from him after. And I guess I didn't really see them at first because he, you know, I mean, like, who do I not get along with? You know, I could probably get along with Hitler, but at the same time, it's like, if I would have known, I would have so ran the other way. And I'm just praying that it continues to get better and not all hope is lost, because that would suck. But yeah, no, I didn't really, I didn't see any of this coming. Like, by all physical signs, you know, my pre-ops before, I was a really, really healthy girl and there were no complications during surgery. I healed up pretty quick. I mean, this ENS thing, it can come on after, and it has to do with, like, it's, like I said, a neurodegenerative atrophic thing of the nose, and it's mostly to do with the inferior turbinates. So my advice to you, never ever get plastic surgery. Just don't ever fucking get it. Don't ever get plastic surgery. Again, I'm gonna say it, don't ever fucking get plastic surgery. If you do, make sure you ask every fucking question under the sun. Do as much research as you possibly can. Maybe even go to med school so you can perform the surgery on yourself, and then ask the doctor, okay, for real, bud, what are you all gonna do to me? And ask him, like, certain questions, and if he gets scared, run out of the room. You know what I'm saying? Okay. But for real though, I guess he decided to experiment on me, and yeah, so that's my plastic surgery horror story. And getting ENS in itself is a horror story, so I'm not even going to go there. But if you want to read up more on ENS and diseases, atrophic diseases of the nasal passages, you can find that all over the internet. But yeah, be very careful in selecting your doctor if you really are going to go through with a procedure. I highly suggest you see somebody who is double board certified. Double board or row your boat. I strongly suggest seeing an ENT. Like, even if they are like an ENT, just an ENT, they can probably perform a decent surgery. But I would definitely suggest them being double board or at least an ENT for sure, because I just think they would know to be more gentle and careful with the nose. Be more gentle with the nose. A nose is a fragile, fragile thing with tiny little blood vessels, and just, yeah. Anyways, that's my plastic surgery horror story. Again, I'm not going to give out the name of the surgeon for various reasons and just out of common courtesy as a human being. But if you have any questions regarding surgery, ENS, horror stories, I'm sure I'll have more for you. If you're somebody who's looking into getting plastic surgery, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. My name is Lexa Terrestrial, and I'm out. Oh, by the way, these do really go off. Go off, bitch.